Welcome to The Briefing, your weekly debrief of top news by the Arizona Republic and azcentral.com. I'm Rafael Carranza. Abortion is one of the issues that is expected to decide this election, but the path to a citizen-led initiative that would guarantee access has been more than 2 years in the making. The Republic's health reporter Stephanie Ines tells us how we got to this point. Abortion is one of the major issues expected to decide this election. But the path to the citizen-led initiative on the Arizona ballot began more than 2 years ago. Republic health reporter Stephanie Ines tells us how we got here.
It was a momentous decision that upended modern American politics. The decision by the U.S. Supreme Court to strike down Roe v. Wade in June 2022, ending a nearly 50-year protected right to abortion access nationwide, kicked off a firestorm.
Codify abortion rights once and for all!
Dr. Gabrielle Goodrick, who has provided abortion care in Phoenix for more than 2 decades, recalled learning about the decision that morning and what it would mean for her clinic.
Kathy Herod and the Republicans from the Senate issued a statement at about noon saying that abortion is illegal in Arizona. And so we stopped. That's when we stopped, around noon.
So you had to call patients?
Yeah, we canceled patients. It was bad. Yeah, we were kind of in shock, I think.
What followed was a 2-year process to figure out who could get an abortion in Arizona. Was it a 15-week ban that Republicans in the Arizona legislature passed just weeks before the Supreme Court struck down Roe? That ban allowed abortions, but did not provide any exceptions other than for medical emergencies.
As we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
But pro-life advocates pointed to an 1864 law, before Arizona was a state, that banned virtually all abortions. After making its way through the courts, the state Supreme Court ruled in April 2024 that it was the law of the land.
I fervently disagree with those who advocate for extremism through unlimited, unrestricted, and unregulated abortions. Abortion kills life.
Pressure mounted in the Arizona legislature to repeal the 1864 law, especially when it looked like it would take effect. And in May 2024, Governor Katie Hobbs signed the bill repealing that law. With the 15-week ban back in place, pro-choice advocates in Arizona began collecting signatures to get Proposition 139 on the ballot, enshrining abortion access in the Constitution. They collected far more signatures than they needed.
This morning, our citizen-led campaign will be submitting 823,685.
But opposition to this ballot measure also began to surface.
This misguided amendment goes far beyond Roe v. Wade. It is terrible for women and girls. It is harmful for our state, taking away parental rights and taking away Arizonans' rights. And it's deadly for unborn children through 9 months of pregnancy.
The back and forth over abortion access this year has had serious implications for women, Dr. Goodrick says. She recalled a medical exemption case. A patient went into premature labor at 17 weeks, leaking fluids, which meant her fetus had no chance of surviving, Goodrick says. The mother sought care at a hospital to get an abortion, but was turned away because her fetus still had a heartbeat. For 3 weeks, she was unsure what to do.
This is a case where basically you're waiting for a woman to get sick enough that they'll act. Well, we're not going to wait. It's not the right thing to do. She had already waited 3 weeks. And then they had told her she had to travel out of state, which means crossing the desert in her situation, a 6-hour drive across the desert in a situation where she could hemorrhage or have something worse happen. So there was no question that this met the criteria.
Dr. Goodrick's clinic shut down twice over the past 2.5 years. Other clinics did too. But unlike hers, some were slow to reopen and had to do so with reduced hours and services. As Arizona voters begin to vote on Proposition 139, confusion lingers.
I mean, we still have patients calling, is abortion legal? I mean, that's been for the last 2 years, 2.5 years since Dobbs. I mean, people are confused.
Arizona is one of 10 states nationwide that will have abortion access on the ballot in this election. It's a mix of red, blue, and purple states. For full coverage and to read the comprehensive stories by Stephanie Ines, check out azcentral.com. Thank you so much for joining us on The Briefing, your weekly debrief of top news by the Arizona Republic and azcentral.com. See you next time.